With Dominic Cannizarro today, we're going to do shoulders. Starting out with the shoulder press, the most basic of all the movements. Best to do it seated, do it with an Olympic bar if you can. Chin up, back straight, lift off, full range of motion where you come all the way down to the back of your neck and push up till your arms are straight. It's important to lock out at the top and to do a full range of motion. You'll see with some people when they try and go too heavy, they'll only bring it halfway down the back of their head. You see with Dominic, he's bringing it right down to the traps. He actually touches it on the back of his neck and drives it up. You drive it forcefully up. You put all the effort into that first 3 or 4 inches and you get strong, big shoulders. This particularly works the front part of the shoulder where it ties into the chest. Now we'll do a variety of these. This is our first one with a barbell. We're going to do some dumbbells and some different machine presses just to demonstrate some different angles. And like all body parts, the more variety you put into it, the better your results will be. Thanks, Dominic. Our next apparatus is a hammer strength shoulder press. Once again, just great variety, very similar to your seated shoulder press, a little bit better range of motion. Dominic will show you how it's done. The main thing, if any machine, is to keep your elbows under the weight like that. So you don't want to have your elbows pointing back at the floor. Once again, a full range of motion. These machines allow you to come all the way down and to drive it all the way up. Another way to put some variety into the hammer strength press is to do one arm at a time. We find this really good for sports people, footballers, boxers, all sorts of sports people can benefit from this. Now pace it up a little bit, Dominic, put a bit more punch into it. As you see, as you speed it up, works your shoulders from a different angle and gives you even more range of motion at the bottom of the movement. Fantastic, Dominic. That's a hammer strength shoulder press. Here we are on an arc shoulder press, just more variety again, and this one's probably more similar to dumbbells in that you get a bit of an arc as you push it up. So Dominic will come all the way down and you'll see it's a full range of motion. Once again, just keep your elbows under the weight, chin up, back straight, and just drive it up each time. Slight pause at the top where your shoulders are really flexed, and it's just another way to hit those shoulders from another angle. And now we're going to display dumbbell shoulder press. Similar to a barbell, except that you get a little bit more range of motion and you get some angles on the way up that you can't get with a barbell. As you'll see as Dominic comes up, he touches the dumbbells gently together at the top, and he's doing that perfectly because you can fall into a trap of slamming them together and bouncing them off each other. It's not what we want. It's got to be a slow, controlled movement. 2 more. Come on, push it, Dominic. Now these forced ones are the ones that make you grow. So have a training partner spot you when you need it and you'll get through even more reps. And it's those hard ones that really build the muscle. Here we are with Dominic doing side raises or dumbbell side raises. These work the side part of your shoulders and give you the big wide look that we're all after. The trick is to start with the dumbbells in front of you. As you'll see, when Dominic brings the dumbbell up, it stays facing straight ahead. He's not twisting or turning it or pointing it up. The other thing is not to go higher than your eyebrows, just to there and down. You have a slight pause at the top and you'll see your elbows, wrists and shoulders are all at the same height. So when you get to this thing, just check your form there and make sure they're all at the same height. A mistake people can make is that their hands end up higher than their elbows, and that's no good at all. Go, Dominic. Right, we're going to do 2 more of these and you just watch his shoulders as he does them. You'll see all the rippling going on in the shoulders. He's in fantastic shape and he does them perfectly. Right, our next shoulder exercise works all parts of the delt, particularly the front, the side, and even the tie-in between the delt and the trapezius. And this is called dumbbell front raise. You do one at a time, and the main thing is that your hand stays parallel at the top of the movement. So you don't need to turn the dumbbells or twist the dumbbells or do anything with them, and you certainly don't need to swing them, which is one of the mistakes people make with this exercise. You see the way Dominic's doing is perfect. It's slow, it's deliberate, and you'll be feeling that right through the shoulder. We're here with Dominic, and we're going to do rear delts. This is the back part of your deltoid. We need to keep your elbows forward. So the bottom line with this is you've got to have a flat back, and you've got to have a straight line between your wrist, your elbow and your shoulder. So the only way we can improve on this is I'm going to hoist it when you get to the top, Dominic, and just roll your elbow forward a little bit like that, and that's where we've got to head. Go. Perfect. Perfect. Now you'll see his rear deltoid, the back part of the shoulder, flexing at the top of the movement, and you'll see that just flexing in its entirety the rear part of the shoulder. And this is a way of isolating that. And it's very important to build this. It's no good just being big in the front of your shoulders, the side of your shoulders. This is what gives you your balance in your shoulders, and we can't do without it. We're here with Dominic doing rear delts. This is the second exercise we've done following the dumbbells. Copies the dumbbells to an extent, but it isolates the muscle even more. We'll zoom in on Dominic. You'll see him as he pulls back with his specific rear delt machine. He's keeping his elbows nice and high. Once again, we'll see a nice straight line between his wrist, elbow and shoulder. You'll see they're all at the same height. He pauses slightly at the back of the movement. This really does isolate them, and if you're fortunate enough to have one of these at your gym, use it. It's a great way to learn how to feel that muscle. As we keep saying, You've got to put your mind in your muscle. If you don't feel what you're doing, you're wasting your time. And that's what Max's Muscle TV is all about, mind in the muscle. That finalises our Max's Muscle TV shoulder workout, and here's a great example of a pumped up set of shoulders. You can see the front delts, the side delts and the rear delts. We've worked every angle. You can see the traps, and importantly you can see the lower traps coming around the circle to complete the pose. So he's got good definition and really, really good balance, and that's what it's all about when it comes to shoulders, having good balance, good posture, and not only will you look good but you'll last a long time.